Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Sunday night. This is Geeks of Glory. My name is Radeon, and this is Geek Retreat. How are you all doing tonight? We're live on Mixer and YouTube, and I mean, look at this beach. Isn't this just awesome? I love this. Wow. The places you get to record. How are we all doing tonight? I hope you are doing well. I am. It's great. Yes, I got the hat. All right. So, interesting thing, because we are streaming to both Mixer and YouTube. I have put chat up over here. You guys got to let me know if it's big enough. I can always make it bigger. I'm going to lose the glasses because they're polarized and making it really hard for me to see the screen and what you guys are saying. But yes, I've got the hat. I got the lays. I got a drink coming. You know, it's all good. Nope, it's my hair. It's mine. I actually dropped it. Took it out of the ponytail, so 5% bigger would be good. I can work on that. Hold up. I gotta go out of studio mode though. Doop 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 doo. There's the chat. Unlock. Make it bigger. Okay, so we're gonna probably have a few technical things here and there, little things like this that we'll have to work out because it's new. This is a new show. You guys got to bear with me. I thank you. English. Still hard, even when sitting on a beach. And rolly chairs don't work so well in sand. You know how hard this is right now? It just... I'm digging myself deeper and deeper here. It's nasty. It really is. I haven't. It's a temporary posting tonight only. I don't know how long the hat's going to last. It's going to bug me here eventually. But, guys, thank you, everybody, for coming. You know what? This is Geek Retreat. Let's get started. Where's lime and coconut? I actually went to look for coconut drink vessels, and the problem was finding one that I actually wanted to put something liquid in. I don't trust it. The ones I found, I really didn't trust, and finding a real coconut this time of year is hard. So, not this week. However, I do have a drink on the way. Come to Mixer and chat with me. You guys can both chat. That's why I put this here, so you guys can chat. It's right there. But anyway, guys, I'm really excited about tonight. Really nervous because this is my first time doing something like this. I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, shenanigans and all. It's awesome. Anyway, if you guys could drop us a subscription on YouTube and a follow on Mixer, that would be wonderful. You can also go over to our Twitch channel with Geeks of Glory and give us a follow over there. That would be wonderful. For one, it'll help me test my alerts and see if they actually work. But hey, there we go. Flash AM. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. For that follow over on Mixer. I have muted the audio on all of that simply because I don't want it to be interrupting the interview today, but I still want to acknowledge you guys, so I'll try to be keeping tabs, and I'll be watching over there. I'll be watching for it. So I know you guys are following and subbing, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I don't want to interrupt when my guest and I start chatting, so we'll be getting to that here shortly. He is on standby. Many of you know, the wonderful Hoseclamp will be joining me here in a little bit. But we're going to sit and chat some ourselves first. First up, should go over some announcements for our community. We have all kinds of stuff going on, guys. Nate Tooney, thank you very much for that sub over on YouTube. Welcome to the crew, you glorious geek you. Sit back, enjoy the beach. It's fun here. Anyway, some announcements of things going on. We have a lot of new content coming, including this show, which should be spectacular if I did my homework right. Ugh, I hope I did at this point. It's test day. Last night, we also had the first airing of our show, Boredom. It was a lot of fun. We had 2 new hosts over there showing us how to play the game Smash Up. A lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, you should really go take a look at it. Sorry, Flash. I can turn that down a little bit, too, if things are too bad with that. Just let me know. Words difficult, exactly. Book from Learn Did I. English was it? Master Yoda written by was. Yeah. Anyway. It's not my tropical drink, so I'm not showing it off yet. You have a small bladder. Well, hey, luckily you can watch both of these places on your mobile device, which can go into the bathroom with you. I got nothing. The bathroom 4 times. Hose, were you chugging water before this? All right. So yes, but we had to frickin'. I'm losing it today, guys. It was this wasabi last night. We did a bite of wasabi for hitting 25 subs over on our YouTube channel. Then we promptly lost 2 of them after that. I don't know what happened. I think they just wanted to see us do it again. Catnator, hey. How is everybody? I see a Flash. I see a Dead Saint, Hoseclamp, a couple different Fallens, though I know one is actually Fallen Grace and the other is actually Mayhem. I see both of you in here. I think I saw some other people too, but thank you guys for coming and checking this out. It really means a lot to me. But yeah, stay tuned for even more stuff coming out of the Geeks of Glory Laboratory. We've got new shows coming. We're in talks with one new host that should be happening soon if we can get things worked out. And we also are in talks with, or not in talks, but we're also working on D&D, as many of you know. That'll be fun once we can get that. Beer? Yeah, well, in all fairness, I'd scooped it up before anybody else, I think. But either way. But hey, let's get on to some tech news. There's all kinds of stuff going on. If you guys don't follow us on one of our social platforms, please make sure that you do. You can keep up with us on a lot of different things. So, I was doing some research on some tech news before going live today, and boy, there's some interesting ones here. First off, AMD. That's right, AMD bringing us some new stuff. Back at CES 2020 of this year, AMD announced its new Radeon RX 5600 XT. Now, this was supposed to be in competition with, where did I leave the model number? It's the NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti. Now, if you guys have not been keeping up, not too long ago, well, I guess it's been a little bit now, but I was over on Mayhem's channel. Mayhem Vote here, who's also one of our hosts here on Geeks of Glory. I was over on his channel doing Mayhem Radio, where we talked about the ongoing war between Team Green, NVIDIA, Team Blue, Intel, and Team Red, AMD. AMD seeming to have declared war on the other 2 tech giants in both the GPU and the CPU markets. Yeah, the 1660 Ti. Yep, it's right here. It's in my notes. I was wondering where I'd put it. But they just announced at CES this year that they were going to be launching this new graphics card, the 5600 XT. Here's the thing, though. NVIDIA immediately fired back with their own response, dropping the price of the RTX, the GeForce RTX 2060. Now, by doing so, it put it in a comparable market. And looking at some testbed results, the RTX 2060 and the Radeon RX 5600 XT are almost completely on par. There are a couple of tests which the GeForce, the NVIDIA one, still wins. Not all of them. A lot of them, they came close to tying, if not a dead tie. NVIDIA barely hanging on to the victor seat there. Then something fishy came out. AMD announces, or goes back to their suppliers and goes, oh yeah, by the way, there's supposed to be this new BIOS update, a new hardware or a new software update. And we didn't get it to you guys in time for a launch necessarily, so could you go back and put this on those cards? That'd be great, thanks. One of the things that this update did was actually allow these graphics cards to perform better. To ignore some of the thermal limits that had already been set, and to perform better. The problem is not all of the card manufacturers actually put this in place before launch. So there are some cards that have gotten out there that don't have this new setting. However, if you do, the Radeon RX 5600 XT is not only on price with the RTX 2060, but actually performs better now. What the? But that's only if you've got the new BIOS. But most of the board manufacturers are saying that the... sorry, I made the mistake of looking at chat while I'm trying to talk. I will get to you. Most of the results coming back are saying that almost all of the boards have gotten the new BIOS update, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. And even if you do get one of the ones that slipped through in the US market, it's not going to be that hard. You can do the update. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Complete BIOS update that resulted in the cards now having a 20% power increase on top of the already existing 20% increase. Yes, it was already better than the 1660 Ti, but that's why NVIDIA dropped the price of the 2060 to make them on par, since they were already on par performance-wise. But this, if you guys did watch the Mayhem Radio show that I did with Mayhem, this is what I was talking about when I said I am going to love the results of this tech war. This is going to be amazing. Why I have an RTX 2080 Super. Nice, cat. Nice. I wish I could afford that. If you've watched recently Arini and I playing 7 Days to Die, yeah, my graphics card sucks. Just putting that up. Whoa. Okay, the hat's killing the effect here. It's going away for a bit. Anyway, Harold, stay down. You just stayed in the bathroom at this point. God. Sorry if it's too much. I'm trying to provide ambiance here. Also, show of hands out in chat. Who plays Rocket League? I'll wait. Who plays Rocket League here? Anybody? Anybody? Maybe. Either way, if you play Rocket League on either a Mac or a Linux, you're about to be shit out of luck with some of it, because multiplayer will no longer be supported on either Mac or Linux. Hey, Flash. You need to play it again? Hoseclamp? Okay. What's happening? The price of the 2080 dropped about 800. Ooh. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The tech war is strong right now in both graphics cards and CPUs. But yeah, this other one, that Rocket League is losing online multiplayer. It is. It's going away. Prism saying it's making way for new technology in the field. What that's going to be and how that's going to translate, I have no idea. Yeah, gaming on a Mac, exactly. That's kind of what it comes down to. Why are you gaming on a Mac? I don't know. Or Linux, for that matter. But both of those are losing the online multiplayer support. You can still do multiplayer locally. Prism, the parent company for it, is saying that they are going to be paying people back. They will give you a refund if you want it. However, due to a conflict of policies between Prism's refund and Steam's refund policy, nobody's actually getting their refund. I agree, Flash. I agree. It is a horrible reason for taking it away, but that's what they're doing. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I wish I had all of the answers for you, but sadly, I got my news from like a couple different sources, and that's it. And they did not have any reason as to why this is. Yeah. Here's your refund. Psych! Well, no, I wouldn't say that, Mayhem. I wouldn't say that the Rocket League is going to go away from there, because you've still got everybody on PC, and that's where most people play games, even still. But maybe that's a good thing for some of us. There you go. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's going to take that big of a hit, because how many people actually play it on Mac or Linux? And those are the two places where that refund is going away. Call it what you will. I guess we'll see. Okay, so this next one applies a little bit more to our EU audience, and I've got questions here. I really do. But apparently London is installing facial recognition software for the cops to be able to track criminals that may be walking through downtown areas. You'd guess a lot of console players too? Possibly. I don't know. But anyway, they're installing facial recognition. But technically, facial recognition software in this kind of way is illegal in the European Union. And technically, the UK still is in the EU. Even though there was Brexit. When is that actually going to be taking effect? When are you guys actually leaving the EU? On top of that, reportedly this software is only 81% accurate. Is that really ready for a field launch? Now, I may only be an engineer, but to me, if you only launched 81% of a game, a lot of gamers are going to be mad. When is he going to publicly admit to doing the same thing? Really depends. After we left, so it will not be illegal. We are due to leave on Friday. Oh, okay. I thought I heard this about a year ago, though, too, that you were leaving. I think everybody has the same question. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with, 3 different places chat is listed to try to keep on top of everything here. I will find a better way of doing this, but right now that's what I'm working with. Yup. All right. Another thing that the EU is doing is they are calling for the use of a universal charger for all electronic devices. Consumers everywhere rejoice. We don't have to have 25 different chargers for phones. But Apple is kicking back, saying, no, we want to stick with the Lightning port. Because the name's cooler. Also because we already have it implemented across all our stuff. And it will stifle innovation. And be wasteful. Yeah, of course Apple is the problem child. Well, they're the only ones that haven't made the transition yet. And I agree to some extent on both of these points. It would be amazing to only have to worry about one type of charging device. I mean, I think we can all agree that that would be freaking amazing. It's how Apple gets all the money through the various charging cables. True. Don't touch my Apple. If you're using an Apple, get out. No, just joking. We still like you here. Oh, you know what I did not set up for tonight? I am failing, guys. Hold on. 2 seconds. Because we need this. We need this. For those of you that do not come around our channel very often, you need to see this, because this is going to be good. Unfortunately, I don't have a bot to say this here in this channel, but we are sponsored by a group called Onyx. If you command probably won't work in this chat, but if you go to onyx.tv/geeksofglory, you can download a free fun game called Heckfire, and you can earn a sub to a Twitch channel of your choice. No, we're not on Twitch right now, but you can still go over there and do that. It's fun, and it helps support Geeks of Glory. Not me, but Geeks of Glory as a whole. Yeah, it doesn't work in this chat right now. I need to fix that. Hold on. I think I can do something. It's a little bit of a hack because it's not the official one, but add command. Check this out. I can make this work. Heck, fire. Unfortunately, you can't earn Onyx from checking in here, but it works. Download Heck Fire. Thank you. Here. This'll work. Onyx.tv/Geeks of Glory. And support our channel for free. Ha! There we go. Now try it. Now it should work. Don't you wish your tiki was hot like mine? Just clean the straw. Woo! Did it not work? Well, it worked over in Mixer. Why is it not showing up on YouTube? That is not cool. I'll try to figure out a way around this. Hopefully we can get it to work. Well, it works with Mixer. Yeah, use that link, though. Check it out. You can download that game. It's a free mobile game. We've been playing it. We have a guild, or a clan, excuse me. And you can download it for free over there. Anyway, going back to it, I can completely agree that as a consumer, I would love to have just one charging port. However, as an engineer for my day job, I know that this kind of thing being restricted like this would be absolutely detrimental to the tech industry. Because how do we move on to the next thing? How do we move on to the next charging port that's going to be better, that's going to provide more data transfer, that's going to provide faster power transfer? You're just not. Which makes it suck. It makes it a lot of suck. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to find a bot that works well across platforms here, Flash. I really don't. I have no answer for this. I'm sorry. I wish I did. One thing that would help is if I move chat over here. Now it's closer to everything. Awesome. Okay. Proof? Proof of what? Nightbot? Maybe. I'll have to look. Anyway, so that's about the news that I've got. That I've got going into all of this. But yeah, if they restrict that, it's going to become kind of nasty. Either way, I think it's about time that I stop rambling, and maybe I try to bring in our guest for the evening. If he is ready, I'll wait till his camera turns on. If he's there. Is it? It's a little locked because we didn't get the coconut stuff, but otherwise, yes. All right, here we go. I see you.
Absolutely born ready.
You were absolutely born ready? Okay.
Absolutely.
We have audio from him now, too. Everybody,
That is perfect.
please welcome in my guest, Hoseclamp32. Oh, crap. I didn't full screen it. Wow. Professional streamer. I'm good at this. Okay.
You're doing great.
Wow.
Oh, look. I can see myself.
There you go.
Great.
It's for coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And I want to start before Flash kind of berates me for my attire. This is what I wear to the beach. I come in a full tie, so you know it's really good stuff. And but I'm glad to be here. This is great, and I'm glad to see what we're going to talk about. Yeah, the tie is what is happening. So just, you know.
I know we were setting up beforehand, and I told Hose, you know, hey, Beetlebomb, thanks for joining us. Thank you for the follow. And I told Hose that, you know, it would be great. Here's what I'm going to dress up like. You know, it'd be cool if you could join me, but you don't have to. And he said, yeah, I'll try to make that work. And then I start doing the technical setup with him, and he shows up dressed like this. And I'm going, wow, I feel underdressed.
I feel underdressed. I feel like well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't have pants on.
Oh, so, see, I was just going to ask about that. I was actually just thinking, it's like, you know, I don't even have pants on.
No, I don't either. So this is just a tie, or a shirt buttoned like 3 times, and then a tie, and then nothing else. So there you go.
I just confused Third Rock? Uh-oh, what'd I do? That makes everything sound so much more normal. All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, please, at some point here, go over and give Hoseclamp some love. He's over on Twitch. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. We do have his links circling around on the bot occasionally. I forget what the command is to do it right now, or I'd do it. But either way, he is a streamer. He's a viewer. He's a video editor, moderator to just about everybody. And the best raider.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
He needs to be louder. I can do this.
Do I need to be louder?
He says you need to move closer to the mic, but I can just turn up desktop audio too.
Or you can do that, yeah.
I has the power.
There we go. I've even moved it closer to me, so there we go.
There we go. The best raider, exactly. Well, it is great to have you, Hose. I guess we should start with something simple. How did you become Hoseclamp?
Oh, I mean, it's a good story, I guess. So, I'll have to go back a few years. This is probably when I was in my teen years, early teen years. My father and I would drive up to see my grandparents,
Uh-huh.
and we had a CB radio. If you all know what a CB radio is, that the truckers have them.
Yep.
We had one in my dad's truck, and so as a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so I would get on there and mess with truck drivers because what else are you going to do for a 2.5 hour drive? Uh, and so my dad thought of the name Hoseclamp, which is very similar to those that know my last name. I'm not going to out myself here on Twitch, but it's very similar to my last name. And so it's a play on that. And so that's where Hostclamp came from. The 32 was a little extra added on because we were going to see my grandparents. My grandfather was born in 1932.
Oh, okay.
And so Hostclamp32 got formed there. And if you see that anywhere, it's probably me, except for Instagram, because apparently someone had got there before I did for Hostclamp32, which I'm still upset about, and I want to know who it is.
You know,
But
that's the
that's
thing
me.
that drives me crazy. Radeon is my name just about everywhere, but occasionally I run across a site where I can't get it, and I'm like, who the hell else came up with this name?
You know who I think it is, really? I think it's Beetle. I think he went on
Probably.
Instagram just to screw with me and took my name. So, but
He
we won't
probably
say
went and
that
took
out loud.
Radeon for me, too, on
Yeah, he
Ragnarok.
probably did. Yeah, that's what he does on the weekends when he's not streaming. So,
That's awesome. Okay. What inspired you to come to Twitch?
okay, yeah. So I've been on Twitch since 2016. So I'm about 4 years in, 3.5 years in, something like that. And I was big into YouTube. I'd get on and watch the big gamers there and see what new games they were coming out with. I've always been a gamer, something that, again, I go back to my dad. He instilled in me very young. I remember the original PlayStation, and that was kind of my first console. And you can tell that I'm not that old. So, I started with the PlayStation, and ever since then kind of grew up. So I started on YouTube, and there was a YouTuber under kind of like the Markiplier umbrella. I don't know if any of you know MySkerm, or
Yep,
Bob is
I
what
know
his
him.
real name is. And so he would stream on Twitch, and so I'm like, you know what? I'll go over there and see. He was fun, and I enjoyed watching him. And then I just kind of randomly found the small streamer at one point, and it became really close friends. And unfortunately, we don't talk any longer, but it kind of is what it is. And from there, I kind of started to branch out, and I can draw a whole tree of how I've gotten to where I am today, but that would take a little bit. But it was really just out of, what? I don't have anything better to do tonight. I'll go over to his stream, and then it's kind of branched off from there. And I think I probably spend more time on Twitch than watching TV or any other website or anything like that. So it's certainly a part of my life now.
Okay. So I guess that leads me to a couple questions here. So was it MyScrim that specifically brought you to Twitch then, as
Yeah,
opposed to a different platform?
That's what made me That's what made me make an account. So it was him.
Okay.
And I didn't stay there very long, but he was the reason that I made an account, was to talk into his chat, which had hundreds and hundreds of people, so you didn't really get to talk in his chat really.
Yeah.
And so I just randomly found somebody else and stuck with it. So that's kind of why I stayed with Twitch. And then from then I kind of stopped YouTube. I'm on YouTube every once in a while, but I'm not there very often.
Well, you're there now.
I'm there now, yeah. My face is plastered all over it now.
Yep, that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually my first time being over here on Mixer and YouTube, unless you count that nasty test we did the other day, but we won't count that.
Yeah. Well, your face was there, so it counts.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And for the audience here, too, I'm not going to be taking a lot of questions or anything right now. I should have made this, I guess, more clear at the beginning. But after we're done talking between the two of us here for a little bit, I am going to be opening it up for questions or comments at the end. So we do have that built in. We will get to you guys here. If you want to build up questions in chat, stuff like that, I will be trying to keep eyes on it. So I'll come back to you. Maybe make a note on it too. But anyway, let's see here. So you've talked a little bit about the first couple of streamers that you watched. And I've watched a little bit of MyScrim. I actually found it because of Markiplier as well.
Okay.
So I found it funny that you said he was under the umbrella of Markiplier group.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what you meant by that too. So I
Yeah,
didn't
so
even
you
have to
fit.
stop and question.
Yeah.
But what attracts you as a viewer to a certain streamer?
Yeah, and I think the reason that I'm still on Twitch is because of the streamer. It's never, and I've said this to others, and I can say it now. There's people on here that I watch, and ones that I don't. But I have never wanted to continually watch a streamer because of the game they were playing. I I will be honest with everyone. I couldn't care less about what game you're playing. I'm there for the personality of the person, and that it really goes back to how interactive are you with chat? How does your personality come through your microphone and your camera? It's not about the game. It's not about how you look. It's about how you interact with the people that are there.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to take that time back and say, I really want to talk to this person. It's somebody that, if I met them on the street, that I would like to go sit down and talk with them, or go have a drink with them, or go do whatever with. And that's and we can maybe get into this later. I don't know what your slate of questions are, but it's kind of what makes TwitchCon so great, is because you're sitting to chat with all these people, and you're like, I can chat with this person daily. They kind of have the same interests that I do. Our personalities kind of match up that way. And when we go and meet each other in real life, it's like we've known each other for years. And so it's just that interaction, that bond, that community feeling. And that's what attracts me to a streamer. You're not going to get me with shiny lights and flashing things and things that are loud or any of that. You're going to get me with your interaction and how much work you put into it, and how you deal with the people that are in your chat. And it's good that you put work into it, because that adds on top of it. But it's really about you. It's about the person that is behind the camera.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that stuff. We've only gotten a chance to meet a few different streamers in person. I know you've gotten to do a few more with like PAX South, and were you at TwitchCon this last year? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was at TwitchCon this past year.
Yeah, and we really wanted to go this last year because there were so many of you guys that were going that were like, we want to meet, we want to meet, we want to meet. We've been supporters of theirs. We've been viewers. We would love to see these people. Baby.
Yeah, that kind of changes things up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And, so it's unfortunate that we didn't get to meet more people this last year. But we met a few at PAX East this last year, and hopefully we'll get to meet more this year. And I agree with you that it's awesome to be able to go into these places and meet the people that you've only seen online.
Yeah.
And I'm just really looking forward to that. So.
Yeah, it's really, if I could, TwitchCon, it's something that I planned it as soon as I left this past year. Like, I will be going back, no matter, if something else comes up that is above and beyond out of my control, then it is what it is. But everything else is blocked out of the way. That week that I have set aside for TwitchCon, that's what it is. And it's really an experience that, if you have the opportunity to go and do it, go and do it. These people that you're in Twitch with, and you're able to talk with, and you're playing games with, and in Discord with, and all these other places, they really are your friends. You spend a lot of time with these people, more than you think you do.
Yeah, it's really true. And I know there's a lot of our community that aren't necessarily streamers that come around a lot that I would love to get to meet. I've never even gotten to see their faces because they don't stream themselves. And I'm not saying, hey, they need to go stream. I'm just saying I would love to meet these people, actually put a face to a screen name.
Right, yeah.
Okay. I guess I got to backtrack here a little bit because I forgot to ask this one when we were back on the Who is Hoseclamp.
Yeah.
Big Spoon. Care to explain that one?
I feel like you ought to be the one to explain that, because all I remember is getting messages telling me how that I was Big Spoon, and that JB Magic was Little Spoon. And I think that developed out of PAX East, which I wasn't even there. That's what makes it even better, because I got surprised by it. So maybe you want to explain that one.
Yeah, it was actually hilarious because we met up with JB Magic at PAX East, and we were actually both live streaming from our phones at the same time. So we were kind of guest starring at each other's things. And we got talking about, being there at PAX and how we wanted to go to these other events, and he mentioned that the two of you were going to be sharing a room at the next event. I think it was TwitchCon.
It was Twitch, yeah.
Okay. And so we got questioning, wait a minute. So out of this, who's going to be the Big Spoon? Who's going to be the Little Spoon? And so he had to message you and go, wait, how tall are you?
I remember, it was out of random. That's all he said was how tall. Yeah.
And we're over there dying up in PAX East, and we got people walking by giving us this dirty look like, what the hell? What are they laughing about?
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since you've had the nickname Big Spoon in our Discord.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's amazing. It's another thing that's great, right? Just out of the random blue, JB messages me, "Hey, how tall are you?" And it's one of those things that you build that connection that without Twitch, I never would have known who JB was, and you guys would have never had this conversation about how tall I was and whether JB was Little Spoon or Big Spoon. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those amazing things that happens out of it.
And he lives 2 hours from us. And we
Really,
never
I
would have
didn't know
met him.
that. Yeah.
So
So maybe a tangent just to quickly throw that in, how
Sure.
crazy that is. I don't know if anybody knows Zavana, but she's another streamer on Twitch that I think some of you may be aware of her. But talk about how close people live and you don't even realize it. She lived 5 minutes from my house,
Jeez, I didn't
and I
realize
didn't even know it. Yeah, and then I moved away. And then she got mad at me. But it's one of those things. But you just don't really know who you can meet. That I probably would have never met her. And we lived in the same city, same town, like 5 minutes apart. I probably would have never met her except for being Twitch.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing.
Yeah, Zamana is an amazing streamer. We go over there every once in a while, and it's great hanging out with her.
Yeah,
So.
she's great.
If you guys haven't gone over and seen her, check her out. She's over on Twitch. Okay, so back to life as a viewer on Twitch. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. I know we've
Okay.
got a few streamers in here, so we'll just ignore that for a minute.
Yep.
Who's your favorite streamer?
I knew you were going to ask that.
If you can't answer it, okay, fine, I guess.
I can't answer it, but this is what I'll do for you. I'll cop out just a little bit because I don't know that honestly that I have a favorite streamer. Everybody does something different that is amazing, right? And so this is what I'll do for you. You talked about how that I'm odd, and probably get into that a little bit later. There's if I had to bracket it, there's 3 channels that I'm able to spend the most time at, right? And that's because I've been there the longest. I'm a mod in those channels. I feel kind of a responsibility to be there and help them out. And it's not that I like these people more than others. I work at a full-time job. I stream myself, and so building all the time together is kind of hard.
Yeah.
But there's 3 channels that I put a lot of work into, and that's Beetle's channel, Beetle Bomb TV, Pico Lynn, and Get Mike, he's kind of come into our group a little bit, but he's a British streamer, so the timing is a little bit different. But those 3 people have put a lot of effort and time into their channels, and that's not to say that I don't want to put time and effort into somebody else's channel, but I've been there the longest. I've been able to set up and help them the most. So if I had to pull out like 3 channels that I feel very invested in, I'm not going to say my favorite because that's not. I'm not going to do that because I know I'll get messages. But 3 that I spent a lot of time in and invested in, it's those 3. So Beetles, Picas, and Mikes.
Yeah. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask because he's in chat here too. How did you meet Beetle?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. So I've known Beetle for about a little less than 2 years now. So it kind of gets into what has sprouted out how I've met so many people, and through Beetle I've met you and Arini, which is amazing. But so I met Beetle through one of my closest friends just in life now, and again I met her through Twitch. But when Sea of Thieves came out, myself and my friend Amy, we began playing Sea of Thieves, and Amy had found Beetle, and I believe it was through Next Step Streaming with Shadow Fox, and he would have to confirm that. But we began playing Sea of Thieves together. I'm like, this guy's kind of funny. He's a little quiet, which is completely not what he is now, but he was a little quiet first, but every once in a while he had that little, that comedic line that came in, and it was a lot of fun to play with. And, I was like, okay, I'll check this guy out. He probably had a couple hundred followers. I don't even think he was at 300 or 200 yet at this point. He hadn't been streaming very long. And so he started streaming as soon as I got off work with the time difference.
Yeah.
And so I would go home and I would turn on his stream, or we would turn on his stream and then I would start playing Sea of Thieves with him later, or whatever it was. And so I just kept showing up because, I enjoyed playing with him, enjoyed interacting with him, and it just has kind of flourished from there. Huh. I don't know if that's the word that Beetle would use, but it has. We've been friends, and, we talk regularly, if not daily, weekly for 2 years, and it's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, don't you have a cage in his basement?
I do have a cage.
Okay.
Every once in a while, if I've been good for the week, I'll get to sleep at the foot of the bed. But I can't touch him. Like he doesn't want to know that I'm there. So it's one of those things.
That's funny. I actually thought you knew Beetle before we met him, but we actually met him before he made Affiliate.
Oh, really? No, I did not know him before.
Yeah, It was actually, we were just starting streaming, and some advice that we'd gotten was go into the game directory, find the game that you're going to be streaming, which at the time for us was Sea of Thieves, and scroll down toward the bottom and find people with very few viewers.
Yeah.
And I think he just started for the night, because when I clicked in, he had absolutely no viewers. So it made it optimal, because I got to sit there and talk with him for a while. And it's been great ever since. He's been an amazing person to get to know. So that's one of the reasons I latched onto that one, as far as people to talk about. Because I knew we both had a history there. Okay, so if you won't give me your favorite streamer, what about your favorite moment as a viewer? Something you've really enjoyed to watch. Or one of your top 10, I guess.
Okay, this is the first one that comes to mind. I've had plenty of fun times in Beetle streams and Pika streams and your streams and a bunch of streams, right?
Yeah.
But there was one night, and this was like what I call my Twitch circle now. I had my first circle, like my original one.
Yep.
We were in a Twitch chat. This guy that I knew, kind of like the third person that I modded for, and there was a gigantic raid that had happened to some, I don't even remember the guy's name, but it was some, he was probably about a 30-year-old. He's like a science teacher or something of that, and he was playing the original Oregon Trail.
Oh,
and
really?
We had somehow got into this chat of some huge stream, like thousands of followers, or like thousands of viewers at the same time, and all this. And so what the streamer did was, like, we're going to go raid this guy that has like 5 viewers and just absolutely blow his night up. And so we were like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And so we went and we raided this guy. And I mean, just all the follows, and this was pre-bits, all of that. It was just all the follows, and there was donos then. And this kid, and everybody just kept, like, 5,000 viewers, a lot of times you would lose a bunch of them. Like, it seemed like every single person that was in that chat from that 5,000 viewers came to his chat and was just blowing him up with love.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. Just to be honest, how excited he was and how happy he was and how blown away he was from the support that this big channel could come over and bring all this to him. It made his night, and to be honest, it made our night too. It was just absolutely amazing. So that has to rank at the very top. And I've never been back to that channel since then, maybe once or twice. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure he's still on my follow list if he even still streams. But it just shows you how amazing Twitch can be, that you can go and you can say, okay, guys, we've had a great night tonight, but we can go and share this with somebody else and make their night. And it shows you how wonderful the communities can be and how they can make someone else so special.
It really can, yeah. And I've seen that on multiple fronts, especially around charity streams.
Yeah.
There's a lot of support among Twitch for that, and I think that's a great thing that we gamers can do that. I'll get your opinion on this one, because it's actually kind of a real-world example of this, but you've probably seen Kiba around. I know he's been in a lot of streams. We actually met him IRL when we were taking a trip down to Florida. Okay. And I think that's when he kind of got introduced to the whole group. From us meeting like Beetle and Pika and you and some other streamers as well. Yes, Kiba Nakamaru, exactly. He came and watched our channel, and then from there we raided some others, and we've seen him over there quite often. So we met him down there. Where we met him was actually at a place, and I'll skip the name for now because of the site I'm going to talk about it. We got there because it was a pizza bar, so it was known for its pizza. Also had a full bar, but in the back they also had a section set aside for gaming. TVs, computers, all of that. However, at the time, that part was shut down because they were taking advantage of this unfortunate incident that I'm going to talk about here in a second, to remodel. So that, for one, was showing the resilience of a community like this. You guys probably heard the news. This was, at this point, over a year ago, I want to say. October 2018, I believe. There was a shooting here when they were hosting a gaming tournament. Somebody walked in, and we actually talked to one of the staff that had been there. They said the guy wouldn't even come into the door. He stood in the doorway and was trying to shoot into the bar, which is a really terrible thing. He got taken down really quick. Very few people were actually hurt in any of it. It just caused a big scare. But what I love, and the reason I'm bringing up this story in this instance, is because of what the gaming community did after that. They rallied around this place and helped it rebuild, helped it continue on. So that's why they were taking advantage of, well, we got to make some repairs anyway. Let's rebuild. Let's do it bigger and better. And I think it's great that even in the face of adversity on things like this, that the streaming community, the gaming community as a whole, rallied behind a group like this and kept it going. I don't know, your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's a lot, but yeah. You know, when we break it down, and you know, I think about Twitch and what it really is a lot, and I like to do writings, and I don't always share them because it allows me to kind of sit down and, you know, put out my thoughts on a piece of paper. What do I really think about things, right? I think it's a great exercise for everybody to take part in. But I go back, and you know, I think there's a point where Twitch is really, and the gaming community, you know, Twitch is a part of that. I mean, we're really just a bunch of people that like to play games. We're not nerds that don't have anything to do. We're not people that are just sitting around and have the world just, we don't want to take any part of that, and we're sheltered from that. That's not what this is, right? I mean, gaming is becoming a thing that, you know, a lot of people are doing, and it's a part of people's life. It's a hobby, whereas in years past, people could, and I'm trying to think of a weird hobby that doesn't exist anymore, and I'm falling blank. But, like, you know, it's just another piece. And so it's really nice to see on one part that the gaming community can come as a whole. And we talked about how on charity streams that it happens that way. And it's great that we're able to do that.
Yeah.
Right. But what's really nice in the overall thing, if you don't even separate the gaming community from the rest of the world, like it's just that there's a group of people that are able to come together when something absolutely terrible happens, and it's surrounded around our gaming community. So it's those type of people, right?
Yep.
But it's still that there's people that will come together and will shelter or put their arms around somebody else and say, man, there's been some terrible things that have happened here. People have been hurt. People have lost their lives. And how did something tragic like this happen? But yet still, we're going to be here, and we're going to help you, and we're going to do whatever we can to make things as whole as possible. Right? You're not going to be able to replace that. You're not going to be able to make people forget what the tragic things that have happened.
Right.
But you can still come in and offer your love and support. And I think, you know, that event and people coming to do that, I think it just shows a little microcosm of what I think a lot of times happens on kind of a platform like Twitch, or just in the gaming community in general. Like there's amazing people. I've met some of the most amazing people in the world through Twitch, right, in the gaming community. And without being a gamer myself, I wouldn't have been able to meet those people.
Right.
And again, you know, I'm sure that at this point, most everyone knows this. I used to be a pastor. And so you think, well, these are the most amazing people. They're the most clean. They're the most holy and all that. And I won't go down that path. But I've met amazing people there too. But it just shows that no matter what walk of life that you are in, what that you're interested in, race, religion, sex, all of that stuff, it doesn't matter, right? It's just a group of people who can come together and help out when someone's been hurt.
Yeah. And yeah, we've seen a lot of that, and it's amazing to see. And I guess that leads into our next part here, transitioning to you as a streamer now instead of you as a viewer.
Yeah, sure.
What has been your favorite part of streaming?
You know, and maybe I'll step back and talk this way. I used to always say that I would never stream, right? And it was like there were some reasons behind that because of the things that I was taking part of in my own life, right? That I had higher priorities. I didn't have time to come back and stream, so I never thought I would do it. And so I thought I'll be a mod and I'll do that. And so why I began streaming was I had so many things going on, and gaming has always been a stress relief for me, and it's something that I've enjoyed. And it got to a point where I could no longer game because I was putting so much time into being a moderator. I was putting so much time into, you know, I was finishing school, and I was working a full-time job, and I was full-time pastor, and I was taking care of my grandmother, and there's all a bunch of things happening. Like, I have to set time apart that I can play games myself, right? And so that was the goal. That's why I started. And since then, it's become this amazing thing where I can come in, stream for 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever that it is, and sit down and play a game that I'm enjoying, and have other people be there to chat with me while I'm playing, and they can enjoy that too. Now, it also has become where I say ridiculous things and people make fun of me for it, which is great because that's what I do regardless.
But that's what a community of friends does, right?
That's what friends do, right? And so that's what makes it. And so if I had to go back and think about what's the most amazing time I've had during one of my streams, it's hands down. You know, I had always wanted to play Until Dawn. I had never played it. I don't remember when it came out, but I hadn't played it since it came out. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy Until Dawn. I'm going to play it on stream. We're going to play it 2 nights. I know it's like a 7 to 8 hour game. I can do that 2 nights. we got into that, and of course, as jumpy as I am, I was scared and screaming and yelling and all that throughout it. And the chat absolutely loved it. And I was like, I can't stop. This is so much fun. It's just like having a bunch of friends sitting around. We're laughing at each other. Well, they're all laughing at me, and I'm laughing at myself also. But we're laughing at the jump scares and the cheesy jump scares that come through and the tense moments that come through and how I react and the quick reactions that all come through that. And I ended up streaming that from like 7 until, I don't even know, 4 o'clock the next morning, knowing in 3 hours I had to be up at work. But
Yep.
it was just that there was people around and they were chatting and they were loving it and I was having fun because they were having fun. And that's what makes streaming so much. It's not about the viewer count. I've probably not had a very high number if I was to go back and look that was over hundreds or any of that. But it was just the 6 or 7 or 8 that were there that were just absolutely loving every minute of me playing that game, and I was too. And so that's what, to me, makes streaming worthwhile. It's not seeing that I have 1,000 viewers. It's not seeing that I have 100 viewers. Sometimes it's not even 5 viewers. It's that
Yeah.
the ones that are there and myself are having fun doing it.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And yeah, I guess boiling it down too, most of my game time is what you see on stream too. Occasionally I can slip in some
Yeah.
extra, but it has kind of isolated some time that I can go play a game.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I set it aside for, and and you get to play games that you probably wouldn't have played otherwise because you don't want to leave your comfort zone. But now, hey, I've got to put something out new that's interesting for these other people to watch, and maybe they can give me pointers because I'm sure I'm going to be awful at it. So that's just the way that it is. But
Yep.
it's great to be able to have that time to do that.
See the Outlast series that I did.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. I completely understand. I've played through that game too.
the community's pushing me to do 2.
You
I
should do
don't
it.
wanna.
I don't. Outlast 2 is an amazing game. You need to play it. That's all I can say. You have to play it. It's like the first one is much more jump scary. The second one is much more crazy and intense. Like I don't think I've ever felt so tense doing well, not anything, but playing any game in my life than Outlast 2. It is so intense. You have to play it.
Oh, jeez. See, I noticed a strange thing between Outlast and then I played Dead Space. And when I played Outlast, there was just this constant sense of foreboding. I always had like this pressure in my chest. I felt anxious the entire time. And then they threw in the jump scares, and that was, oh God, and run off. And it hurt. It didn't feel good, but hey, I got through it. But
Yeah.
then I played Dead Space, and it was such a different feeling. I didn't feel that overwhelming sense of dread, even though I was in a very similar situation where, you know, there's things trying to kill me all the time. And even there, I noticed some of the jump scares were bigger. They scared me more. But I'm thinking maybe the difference between that overall sense of dread and not having it with Dead Space is because I was actually freaking armed in Dead Space. I could do something about it, not
Yeah.
just point a camera at it and go.
Exactly.
So, yeah, just the psychology of gamers, I guess, huh?
Yeah. No, if you have a gun to shoot something, you feel much better about it than when you have a flashlight or a video camera.
Just point a camera at them and go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess that kind of ties into what's your least favorite part of streaming? And it can be a specific moment or just overall, I don't like this.
Is Flash still here? Can I say Flash? No, I'm kidding. I love Flash. No, it's another easy one for me. So what I like the least of streaming is figuring out what game I want to play.
Oh, okay.
So that one's always because if I had, like, again, I think it goes back to if I had my comfort zone and I just want a game to where I don't have to think about anything, and this is a guilty pleasure of mine, I love Madden. I am a Madden junkie. I've played it for all my life. And again, Madden football, if you don't know the connection there, NFL football. But so I would just play that constantly. But it's not interesting to watch me play that because I don't think, I don't talk, I don't do anything except for play that. That's kind of like my let my brain die game. And so beyond that, it's like, okay, how do I find a game that I've maybe never heard of, and maybe I've seen it streamed once or twice, but how am I going to find a game that I'm going to like? If I don't like the game, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
And two, how can I find a game where I'm actually going to be interesting and talk with it, and interesting things are going to happen? Because just myself, there has to be something else, right? Just a little bit of added that I can work myself off of. So picking the game to me, it gives me so much dread. I don't mind turning on the camera. I have been in front of plenty of people and talked in front of many people before. I have no stage fright any longer. That's gone. But it's just, how do I pick a game that I'm going to like and other people are going to like to watch me play? That's what I have the hardest time with.
I think I can relate with that somewhat because when we originally started Geeks, we tried to make it very programmatic, where we had different days were different shows, even though it was still just Irini and I. Now we're opening that up where we are doing different shows, but we actually have different people doing them. So it makes a little more sense.
Right.
But initially, Mondays was a day we called First Try, and we were always trying a new game. We'd play it for, half an hour to an hour type thing, and it was a new game to us every single time. And that got really hard to find new games.
Yeah.
I have, however, found the worst game I have ever played doing that.
So what is that? I want to know.
Orkcraft.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's free on Steam, and I still want my money back.
Just your download time? You want that download back?
Yeah, pretty much. It was. Yeah. It's one of those games that you can tell is clearly not finished.
Okay, yeah, that's really annoying. I think I would hate it too.
Yeah, I ended up figuring out almost toward the end that I was missing a button that actually made the game so much easier. So once I started using that, I blew through the end of it, and then nothing else spawned. It never told me that I was done. Nothing else spawned. So I guess I'm done.
Wow. Yeah. Well, since you mentioned the worst game you ever played, I have to, because I don't really hold, I don't think grudge is the right word, but I usually just try to let things roll off my back.
Yeah.
But there was a game that I bought on Steam, and it was about, $9 or something like that. So it wasn't a crazy ton amount of money. But it was a game called Virginia, and it was a detective game. I love detective games. I thought this was going to be great, and the art style I kind of really liked. It wasn't realistic, but it was a little, kind of like artistic type drawings and stuff. Kind of like a paper mache type look and feel to it. It was 3D. And it had, I couldn't follow the, I didn't know, I still to this day don't know what the story of the game was. And all I can remember doing is you would play the game and you would walk down like a hallway, and then it would take you to the next scene. And then you would walk down a field of grass and over a tree, and they would take you to the next scene. I'm like, I don't even know what is happening here, because there's nobody speaking. There's no words happening. You're just walking through this world. And I thought, there is no point to this game. But I kept playing it and playing it and playing it in the hope that something's got to happen. Nothing has happened this entire time. Something has to happen. So, and again, that game made me so upset. So anytime anybody talks about the worst game, I have to bring it up because I'm still mad about it, and I don't want anybody to buy it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flash, that command doesn't work in here yet because of the bot, but I'm adding it manually for you to our bot. So it'll be there. It'll show up on Twitch at some point. I got it for you. Anyway, okay. So you kind of mentioned it before that, you don't really worry about people coming to your stream and stuff. So maybe this is a dud question to ask, but what do you think brings people to your channel? Be it friendship, loyalty, good networking, or just your great personality? Or the links that we provided in chat for him?
No, it's everyone comes from your channel.
Okay.
You post the links, yeah. Now, I don't know what brings people to my chat. And again, the numbers are what I find nice about it is that there's people there that are interacting. That's what's nice. Whether it's just Flash, I keep pulling him out because I think it's fun, or if it's a whole bunch of people, whatever that it is, And I think I had kind of the benefit because I've had people come and ask me, it's like, how do you get people to come and watch your stream? I'm like, I'm probably not the best one to ask for that, but how do you do that? And I think, well, I didn't stream for the first 2 years that I was on Twitch. Excuse me. And I had built follows, over the years just from being in other people's chats. And I think, how Twitch gives you where are the most common viewers coming from, or what, what channels are they coming from? Well, I mean, almost every stream, it's Pika's chat and Vito's chat. Well, I wonder why that is. Oh, because I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in their chat talking to the same people that are coming there over and over and over again, because I try to be there as much as possible, right? And so I think that's a lot of where my follows come from. And really what that boils down to is getting people to come watch your channel and people to follow your channel, people to come back to get to a regular status.
Yeah.
is it goes back to going out and meeting people and communicating with other streamers and going out and, meeting other streamers. That's the way that you're going to build it. I mean, really, it's nice that every once in a while, because I've been able to do this, find a random person that you absolutely fall in love with. That doesn't happen very often. Discord is a nice place to go and advertise yourself. And I am the worst at this, but I have gone through and ignored plenty of those going live, the Discord notifications.
Yep.
It is going out and going to other people's chat and going and saying hi and going and interact with them and saying, hey, I like talking to you, I like playing the games and all that. And then you don't drop your links or anything, because that's completely rude. But it's just building that rapport that way. And at some point you can slip in, hey, I stream and, I like to play this game and like to do this or whatever. Yep. But it has to come through. You have to go out and talk to other people. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and there won't be anybody there. And it's just the way that it is. And luckily, I was able to build that community base long before I ever started streaming. So I kind of was able to hit the ground running.
Yeah, and that's something that I've noticed before, that people like you that are great supporters. And for a long time, you may even, like you did, say, yeah, I'm not going to stream. You get some of us to follow you anyway. We just do it because...
Yeah.
In the off chance that maybe one day you do, we'll be there. And I know there's a couple of people that I've done that for, aside from you, that I'm like, yeah, in case they ever go live one day. And sure enough, when they do, we're there to support.
And it's another reason why it's so great, why Twitch is so great. And the last thing, the reason I think people come and watch me is because I don't wear pants when I stream. I think that's the biggest one, honestly.
Yeah, did Saint mention that here, the no pants thing?
Oh, yeah. So that's probably number one. Number two is going out and meeting other people and communicating with them.
Meeting them without your pants on, Yeah.
Well, not the first time. The second time, the pants are gone.
Not on a first date. Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so shifting gears here once again. I've noticed recently you've taken up video editing. So that's pretty new. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I love video editing. It's something that I don't get to spend as much time on as I would like to. Again, with everything else going on, it's one of those things that a lot of times goes by the wayside. But I think it's a lot of fun to sit down and, kind of make funny compilations come together. Best example of this, and shout out to Beetle, is I love to take his clips and just mash them together and make him look like a fool, because I think it's hilarious. And I have more fun doing that than probably anything else Twitch related. It's because I get to, I'm glad he's not here any longer because I know what he's doing. But it's the most fun is able to watch him make a fool out of himself over and over and over and over and over again. I could just replay the clip, and I tell Pete all the time while he's streaming, I'll say, I'm just sitting over here watching a clip from you 2 months ago, and I'm dying laughing because of how stupid you sound. And it's fun to add those little things, and then, you go on the opposite side of that, and it's nice to put something together that has some meaning and emotion in behind it too. That's a lot of fun. I can go back and I can think about, I was able to do it kind of in a rush manner, and I was doing a lot of things, but I was able to put together kind of like a streamiversary video for Pika.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
It was amazing, and to go through and how that she has grown as a streamer and the things that she had done, and kind of the milestone games and the milestone moments, put those together, and for her reaction to see that was really nice. And beyond, the second video that I made for her was, I think, even better. And all I did was take people's videos that they made and like slap them side to side to side, and I really didn't have to do much editing. But to see the community come out and say, you mean so much to us, your streams have helped us, or we just love to come out and have a laugh with you. But that, again, it goes back to the Twitch community coming in behind these streamers and each other, and showing their love and support for what some people stream, and that's great. Some people mod, and that's great. Some people are just regulars that love to be there and take part in it, and that's great too. You need all of those pieces. And so the video editing it allows you to do multiple types of things. And then there's some funny videos that I make of Beetle just flexing to sexy music, that's for me. That's for no one else. That one's for me. So yeah.
Just your fanboy appreciation there.
Yeah, that's the one I wake up to in the morning. So.
Oh, there you go. Whoa.
Is that TMI? I'm sorry.
Not the one of him in the dress?
No, I haven't made one of those yet.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I'll think about it.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so speaking of you and your moderator skills, How many freaking channels are you a moderator of?
I don't really know. Which is kind of crazy, right? Um, I really don't know how many that I'm a moderator. And again, I think we talked about earlier about the 3 that I put the most time into.
Yeah.
Right, I can think of some others. That Saint is here. I'm a mod for him. Flash, I'm a mod for him. There's some others. Gavin, I laugh. I'm a mod for Truth Zord. Some of these people that I've known from I call it my past Twitch life, right?
Yeah.
And so, I love modding. It's a lot of fun. It's and the reason that's a lot of fun is, the streamer needs to focus on, and they really want to focus on streaming and the game content and the interaction with chat. They don't want to have to deal with trolls coming in and saying stupid stuff and trying to get a rise out of people and all that jazz, right? And so as a mod, I can come in and get the trash out. Is what I think about.
Yeah.
But it's also there that, once you become a mod, and the way that I take it, I almost take it as another job. And maybe, sometimes I get too stressed out about it and I have, people come back and say, you don't have to be at every stream. I'm like, okay, I know, I need to take a step back.
Yep.
But you really get involved in people's channels and wanting to see them be as successful as possible. And so you put forth as much effort, not as much, but you try to put in a lot more effort into their channel. The streamer is going to put in the most effort, right, in going out and meeting new people and the content and how the stream looks and the games and all that. But you're right there and behind them trying to help them do whatever they want to accomplish. And what's, I think the most important thing to think about modding is you are not modding for you. You're not modding for what you want to see,
Yep.
right? And I had to learn that very early in that, even though the streamer may think about this thing or how the people should talk or how people should act this way, and you might think differently, you have to conform to how they want their channel to be run.
Yep.
And so, it takes some rapport to build with that streamer. And again, that's why moderators, you just don't mod everybody that comes around, because you want to mod somebody you want to mod somebody you trust, and someone that understands how you want your stream to be taken care of. And so no matter what you think about how something ought to be run, go back to your streamer, you fall back on them. And then if you want to have a disagreement or think something else should be different, then you go and talk to them behind the scenes. And so it's always back, you're there to support the streamer. And I love it. I love being able to support that way.
Yeah, I remember back when we were first really kicking off Geeks strongly too, we were starting to look at bringing in different moderators and stuff. I don't know if you know this, but you were almost a moderator for Geeks.
Could have whipped my sword out in your chat too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only reason that we stopped and said no was because of how many other channels you were a moderator in. And we said, no, we want to hold back. We want to leave him a channel that he can actually come in and just be a viewer in.
And I certainly appreciate that. I do treat it as work, so I appreciate you giving me some time to relax.
Yeah, it was just one of those things that I was writing these things up, and I'm like, I remember that. I remember we batted it around for a while. It's like, do we want to? He's a great streamer. We know he'll do well. He moderates for everybody else. He'd be great over here, right?
Yeah.
Well,
no, but yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Let's give him a sanctuary that he can come to and not.
Well, yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I've had plenty of people before that have come up. It's like, oh, I'm going to mod you. Like, this is a tip for anybody that streams. Don't mod somebody just without talking to them. Like, please don't. Because it's like, oh, this is an awkward situation that I'm honored that you want me to mod for you, but I can't put in the time or put in the work that I want to as a mod into your channel as I can others. So I always talk to people about that, because I've turned people down, because it's like, I love you, and I think you're great, and I love coming to your stream, but I just don't think I can do that for you. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I technically have the sword in several channels that I can't go and be a moderator. In fact, most people that I am a moderator for, I've told you really don't have to do that. I'm not going to have the time to be there. Well, but when you are, okay, yeah. When I am, if I see something going on, I'll help out. But
right.
Cheers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So last one on these kind of topics, and then we'll shift into some different topics. But best raider, where did that come from? What's that all about?
I don't really remember when I started studying. I can give you this story that I think it links off of this, and that I thought maybe I should stop saying that. But so after I left my stream and actually went to a small streamer and kind of got involved in like the first 3 channels that I went to after his channel, I became a mod in, right? And so, and in a way, it was kind of our friend group. It was those 3 streamers, and that was the mod, and we became really close friends. And so, the first guy that I became a mod for, coined the term that I was God mod. And I'm like, oh wow, that's a little sacrilegious. It's probably a little much, but you know what? I'll take it because I have a big ego sometimes. So I did. And so, I kind of took it as I'm the best mod. I'm like, okay, that's not really true because, whatever. And so after that kind of group, people stopped streaming, and then I moved on to somewhere else. I think I just coined it when raiding became a really big thing. When I was first on Twitch, raiding was not a thing. And it's like, you know what would be funny? If I just go out and tell everybody when I go and raid that I'm going to do the raid call of that channel, but then you also need to know that I'm the best raider.
Yep.
Because I can't say that I'm the best mod in your chat, but I can say I'm the best raider. And if nobody else says it, then it has to be true because I said it first. And so
say
that's
it first,
the thing.
say it loudest.
Yeah, say it first, say it loudest. And so now I'll go to people's channel and they'll say, "Aren't you the best raider?" I'm like, "I am. Thank you for realizing that I am the best raider." And so it's really great, and it's just a funny thing now. And a lot of people now that if I raid with, if they know that I'm there, they'll try to become the best raider first. So it's a little fight for it now, but it makes it interesting.
Yeah, I think I found an advantage there. I became the best raider to your channel.
You did, yeah. So I can't raid my own channel.
Exactly.
I'm the best raider because I'm already there. So I will go ahead and announce it now that Radeon is the best raider in my channel. So
Awesome.
I'm very proud of him. It's an amazing accomplishment. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, want to backtrack here a little bit to our chat. Thank you very much for those follows and subscriptions. I've been seeing them come up. Thank you so much. We do appreciate all of it. And thank you to Mayhem Vote for those sparks. I still got to figure out entirely what those are, but I think they're equivalent to Twitch bits. And it came with the taco, so I'm happy about this. This is all good stuff. Okay. So, now kind of shifting out of you as a streamer, viewer, whatever else on Twitch, why do you think people live stream?
Yeah, so, I think there can be a various amounts of reasons. I think one is so that they can game. They're already gaming, so they might as well stream. I think a lot of people probably get into streaming, and I can go back to why years ago that I thought I should make YouTube videos, and that was a terrible idea because I didn't want to put in the work. But, I think some people go in and say, there's an opportunity to make money here, and I want to make money, which, hands down, if you're that, like, I can get that you want to make it a career out of it, and that's great. If you want to make it your full-time job, more power to you, and I will help you however way that I can. But if you walk into something that, I want to come here so that I can make the most amount of money that I can, you're probably not going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I will say that because it comes across really easy. They can see that it's almost like you're almost, I don't want to say begging because it's probably not the right word, but it's almost comes across that way, right? And so people see through that and they're not interested, right?
They'll see that sense of entitlement, yeah.
Yes, so they're not interested. So I do think people come for that. But, when I think about Twitch and what it, and sorry to take it back to me, but what it means to me, Twitch is a place that people can come and have fun with other people that like the similar things that they do. It's just like coming out and instead of going to an arcade with a group of people that like to play in games, you're getting online and you're streaming with and having people come to watch you play a game that they might like also. And so I think there's a piece of that, you can get away from maybe your day job, get away from, you have a little time to get away from this sounds bad, but, kind of have a break from, family things that may be going on or other things in the world that may be going on in your life. That you can take this little break and just, maybe bend yourself out of reality just for a little bit and get very deep into a video game.
Well, it's kind
of... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's kind of like you mentioned earlier. It's almost like going and playing games with your friends again. One thing that I really missed from my college days now is that I can't just walk to the door right across the hall from me, knock on it, and say, "Hey, bud, let's go play games. Let's go do this."
Yes.
And with streaming, I feel like we kind of got a little bit of that back. We got our childhood friends that can come and sit and play games with us. Now, granted, they have strange names, Flash AM, Beetle Bomb, Brilliant. Who names their kid Brilliant? I mean...
I think it's a great name.
Hey, thank you.
Name my child that.
I'll hold you to that. But yeah, I think it does really add that, which is interesting. But that kind of begs the question now, with the interactiveness of this live streaming platform and or the pre-recorded VODs, where your voice can actually be heard by these people. Sometimes not in the huge communities like Ninja, Dr. Disrespect, or MySkirm, Markiplier. It may be hard to get your voice heard there just because there are so many voices. But you can be heard, unlike when you watch TV. Drew Carey doing Price is Right is probably never going to hear your voice, just in chat form or otherwise. So, with that in mind, do you think the days of TV, as we traditionally know it, are limited?
You know, I think TV is changing a lot. I think the days of cable television are going away. I don't think if people want things on demand, they want it, and they don't want to wait and go through commercials. Cable TV it's a dead dinosaur and it's going to go away. Netflix will rule the world. It really will. I don't think, along with Amazon, they'll be hand in hand together and will great. But you know, I don't think it'll ever go away that, you know, TV series and stuff. Netflix is not going anywhere. I don't think Twitch is going to replace any of that. But what Twitch does is it allows people to come and again, like you said, it allows their voice to be heard. It allows them to chat with other people and meet people that they would never have the opportunity otherwise. And really, and again, I take it back to, you know, I've thought about a lot. You know, why did I stay on Twitch? First, it was, you know, I'm bored, we'll do something. Why did I stay? It was a place for me, it was a place to be who I really was, right? It was a place that you hang out, be silly, kind of take out your stress and not try to worry about what face that you want to show to everybody else. But it's a place to be who you are. And you know what? You can find a bunch of people that actually like you as you are. And sometimes in life, and depending on what other things you have going on, myself, going back and being a pastor, there's certain things that, you know, me talking about playing video games and playing some of the games that I did, that wasn't going to fly. It wasn't going to happen. There was no one else that would share that same interest that I had. And so Twitch allows you to find that group of people that you're very similar with and you enjoy talking with, and you can just you can chat with them for hours and hours and hours, and it allows you to be who you really are. And really, you know, not to get too deep, and I can, but you know, everybody, I think, at the core wants to be true to themselves, right? And life and your career and all these other things your situations that you've just had to been thrusted into don't allow you to do that. But Twitch does. And I think that's really what's the driving force. So there's always a time. There's times where I'm like, you know what, I can't do Twitch tonight. It's great. I love interacting with people, but for a night, I just need Netflix. Yeah. And so I think the two will stay together. Like that, and maybe not Twitch, some type of live streaming service where there's that direct interaction with people, and you can go out and chat with them, and you can be who you are, and they can be who they are, and nobody's going to care. And again, the trolls, you get rid of them, and there won't be any judgment there. Nobody's going to care that you are who you are. They will actually love and appreciate you for being genuine. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Okay.
So kind of on that, you mentioned Twitch might not be the one. I know that Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Gaming, Mixer are all kind of in contest for that role right now as like the live streaming giant. And Twitch has the huge market share, but there's been a lot of discussion among different groups about the potential for new streamers on Twitch to actually make it, to do well there, is not so good. At least not anymore, because there's a lot fewer viewers to streamers than there used to be when some of the people that are big now actually made their mark. Whereas YouTube, Facebook, and Mixer are all so new and have other ways to advertise, like Facebook can push you just on their Messenger, YouTube can pop you up while you're somebody's searching for cat videos. You know, Mixer can push it on the Xbox, literally put it in front of you as you're searching for a game. Hey, you know, you're playing that game? This guy is too. Maybe you want to watch him. So what is your opinion on these different platforms? Do you see somebody coming in for an upset, or do you think Twitch will remain top dog?
You know, I think for the time being, Twitch will remain the tops, and I'm probably a little partial to it because it's the one that I'm most familiar with, and I'm the one that's the most comfortable with, and I've kind of built the community or the people that I know through Twitch. But I think we would be blind to say that I think Twitch is just going to dominate these and these other ones aren't going to do anything. Facebook is a ginormous company that has plenty of resources they can pull to do whatever they want to try to steal views from Twitch. I think it's kind of up and coming, and I think it's one of those things where it feels like, though, sometimes Facebook is becoming a bit of a dinosaur in itself, that the people that are on Facebook are probably more of an older a generation, and maybe not so much into gaming. And that's, if you're on Facebook, I'm not calling you old. I'm not doing that. But I think it draws a different crowd. And again, the times that I've been on Facebook Live, it's not so much the same gaming or personal effect that you have on Twitch. And I think, if you switch over to Mixer, I think that's probably the one that has the biggest threat to Twitch. And I think you hit on it exactly, in that Twitch is really saturated with a lot of people. And it's really hard to become partner. It's really hard to get that. And that's what everybody's trying to shoot for. Well, Mixer is kind of a new playground where, Ninja left and went to Mixer, and I'm sure that he took plenty of people with him. And so, there's the people from his following and other followings, and once, bigger channels start to move over there, they're like, oh, I could stream, and I can build myself up this way to this point. And again, I'll have to pardon my ignorance. I don't know the levels of Mixer, but it might be a quicker rise for that partner level with Mixer than it would be in Twitch, because it's so saturated already. So I think Mixer has that opportunity to do that.
I think a couple points that kind of strengthen that, just listening to a couple analysts that I've been listening to recently, and one of the reasons Geeks is spreading out here as well, just to be clear to our community, we are not leaving Twitch. We are staying there. We still have shows there and everything. This one is just on Mixer and YouTube, and becoming the podcast as well, if I can finish that up here. But one thing that I noticed setting this up was immediately I can monetize Mixer. I have to go through a setup process of it, but I didn't have to wait to become affiliate.
Yeah.
There's also no exclusivity clause, so I can immediately be streaming this to multiple sites. YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook do not have exclusivity clauses. That is solely a Twitch thing. So you can broadcast to multiple. And like I said, listening to these analysts there, I just lost my point. Okay, we'll move on. But they were making a really good point about both the ratios and the discoverability on these platforms.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, oh gosh, William, I think I lost my two now.
That's okay. I got mine back.
Good.
It's both YouTube and Mixer have more reasons, or at least their parent companies, Microsoft and Google, have more reasons to be dumping money into these platforms, YouTube and Mixer, because they're more on brand with everything else they do than Amazon does to dump into Twitch, which is Twitch's parent company, in case people didn't know. Mixer is all about gaming. And Microsoft has this huge suite of games and game hardware and things like that. So they want you to be into this kind of stuff. So it makes sense for them to promote Mixer. And right now, Mixer is operating at a loss. They're willing to dump a bunch of money to bring people over, like Ninja, like Shroud. They're willing to make those huge contracts because long game, they will win out. They will do better. So they're buying part of the market share with that. YouTube, Google is all about online services like this. YouTube is already a video platform, so adding the streaming mix to it just kind of makes sense. Whereas Twitch for Amazon, we sell stuff. Oh, and we have that streaming platform. Wait, what?
Yeah. I think really though what if you want to get the mass amount of people to move from Twitch to something else, you have to get back and have the personal feel that I'm interacting with that streamer and we're building a relationship and there's a community being built and a feeling of inclusiveness.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the goal is. And to your point, you're right. Microsoft can corner the market easy. They have Xbox. They can reach out to mass amounts of people. They can kind of push Twitch out the door on their platforms. They have that opportunity to do that. Google, they're massive. They're just absolutely ginormous, and they have the ability to push all types of advertisement around YouTube and the streaming that is offers. But I think what I'll go back to, and and maybe I don't want to say disagreement, but Amazon, maybe I'm a little cynical. I think Amazon wants to rule the world. I'm not even joking when I say that. So,
I can see it.
yeah, Twitch may not be their main focus right now. There's no telling what they're focusing on. I have no clue what's going on at Amazon HQ.
Yep.
But if they see loss of market share, and really what it comes down to in all business worlds, whether you like it or not, if they see loss of profit from something like this, and they think there's an actual market in it, which I think it is, it shows you that there is, with YouTube being into it, and Facebook trying to get in, and Mixer, Microsoft trying to be into it. Like they can see that market. Amazon's not just going to let that go.
Yep.
And so I think, and it's good that there's a competition, and there might be some fight with that, because it means that Twitch will have to be better, right? And they'll have to listen a little bit more to the users of Twitch. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity to see these platforms have a better quality for the people that are streaming from them, and maybe better incentives for people to actually stream on their platforms. So I think it just makes it better for us. But in maybe the disadvantage of it is we might have, and not that this is going to happen, but just an example of how involved in two communities that I am, it could be at some point that Pika is on Twitch and Beetle's on Mixer. And so then what happens, and I'm not telling you that he's going to Mixer, just trust, I don't know anything about that. But I'm just saying that...
You heard it here first.
No. But what if you have communities like those that are so closely ingrained and they split?
Yeah.
Right? And my guess is if they were going anywhere, they would go together. But I'm just saying, if you have communities like that, then what does that get into? So I think this may be the only downside of it. But I think all four of them are going to put as much money into it as they can.
And I think you touched the exact right point there, is that right now, Twitch is not dumping the money into it like the other places are doing, or at least returning it to the streamers.
Yeah.
And that is where I think they're going to start seeing the hit in their market share, unless they open up, like the exclusivity clause for one. I'm going to harp on that because I want them to change it. Or their payouts to different streamers, or how easy it is. And I think they've started making a move with that, with allowing affiliates to get ad revenue and things like that. But it's still very difficult to make even a penny over there.
Yeah. Well, when you're Amazon and you have billions and billions of dollars, until something starts changing and starts affecting your bottom line and how, really, and not to get, this is the business side of hosts coming out here, I'm sorry, but until the market starts saying, hey, what are you going to do with this platform that you're spending money on? Are you going to get rid of it, or are you going to do something about it so it performs better? Yep. And until that starts happening, they're not going to change it. So that's kind of how it lays out, unfortunately, sometimes.
Yep. And this kind of brings us to the last 2 points that I really have here. Well, actually, I'm going to switch these two around. Do you think Twitch actually cares about the viewers and streamers that are not partnered? Because sometimes it seems like there's a double standard going on, and that they really only care about the people that have made partner status. And not even then sometimes, like there's multiple layers of partner even. And that they're not going to care about you until you get to be one of the big ones.
Yeah, I think it's probably different levels of caring. And, I think once you're someone, and again, I'm very much a capitalistic view that's going to be said here, but Twitch is going to care about who brings them the most amount of money, right? Most amount of viewers. And because of that, they get ad revenue, they get subscription revenue, bit revenue, all these other types of revenue, right? That's what they're going to care about first, most.
And it makes sense. They're a business. That's what their job is to do. I mean, if you didn't know person A and person B apart from each other, and one of them brings you $10 and the other brings you $50,000, which one are you going to put on the lifeboat?
Yeah. And I've worked in corporate tax accounting all my life. Let's not kid ourselves and think corporations really care whether you're person A or person B, who you really are.
Yep.
And as cynical as that sounds, they don't. It comes down, and that's the downside of capitalism. If you want to have a conversation on that, you can talk with me later, but because I don't want to bring it in here. But that's really what it comes down to. Right? They want people to sign up. They want people to buy bits. They want people to sub to other people. They don't really care who that it is, as long as people are buying bits and giving subs on their platform. Yep. That's what they care about.
Yep. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And hey, I asked about the capitalism type question. So that's on me if it gets brought in.
I can talk about it for kind of what bread and butter outside of gaming.
Yep. Okay, and the last one that I really got structured here was just, what do you think of these big names that are leaving Twitch? I know you've got like Ninja, King Gothalion, Shroud, Lachlan, Courage. What do you think about this, if you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, for me, I don't follow any big streamers. I don't find any entertainment value in that.
Yep.
But I think it goes beyond, if anyone, some of you here may go out and enjoy that type of channel. Good for you. That's great.
Yeah.
And some of you may not, and that's great, right? But
to each their own. That's one of the things that makes these channels so great to go do, is because they're all different. Yeah, but it's kind of a telling sign too that if you have these large streamers, it just shows you that there's other platforms out there, and we're kind of in the same conversation, that are willing to put money into it and willing to draw people away to get into the market share that Twitch has kind of cornered and held the whole thing for. It just shows again that if Twitch is going to continue success and be this place that we all have known and loved, they have to put forth more effort into the bigger streamers and the littler streamers, the ones that want to build their way up, so that somebody can be the next Ninja, and somebody can be the next Shroud, and somebody can build up that chain. Because if you have the top leaving and you still can't yet build up what's below, then you're going to be left with nothing. Yep. Right? You'll be left with people that are, and I throw myself into this, I don't have a whole lot of followers, and that's fine with me. But that's not how they're going to build income. That's not how they're going to make money. And if they're not going to make money, they're not going to. Yep.
And so
eventually Amazon would cut off that deadline.
Yes. And so it's a telling sign when you have big streamers like that leave. They have an issue with the platform, or they're getting paid more money. And that just shows that, Twitch has some work to do in that respect.
Yep. And I mean, most of them are going because they're being offered huge contracts by other streaming platforms. And it kind of ties back to what we were talking about earlier, where it shows this, not necessarily a lack of seriousness from Amazon, but the seriousness of Microsoft, that they're willing to drop this much money to buy those people over.
And I don't, like you said, I don't think it's necessarily that it doesn't care. It's that Microsoft sees that there's a market for them to gain here, and they're going to put the money into it to gain that market. Right. And that's what they're going to do. And unless Twitch does something to counter that, they're going to lose people. That's how it works.
Yep, and I agree with that. All right, well, that's the end of the questions that I had here. So now we can open it up to chat to see if they've got anything that they want to talk to you about. Unless you've got other things that you want to talk about.
No, let chat fire away, except for Flash. He can't ask any questions.
Okay.
That's
ban Flash. Got it. But yeah, I really do appreciate you coming in here tonight and chatting with me while we're waiting for chat. Guys, if you have not done so, his links just came up. Yeah, it is that way. Okay, still getting used to this new setup. Please go over to twitch.tv/hostclamp32, twitter.com/hostclamp32, and instagram.com/lookitshostclamp32. Yeah,
that's the one I'm still upset about, but I can't.
Beatles got the original account. We can't.
Yeah. But no, this has been great. I apologize for. I'm feeling it now. I'm really sweaty, but it's again, it is what it is. I like this tie, and I don't get to wear it much. So.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad I can give you a reason for it.
Oh God.
Why do you like ducks so much?
Yeah. Well, let's go down this memory lane, maybe. I guess I don't know. Ducks. Why do I like ducks so much? So this is going to be a weird thing to kind of describe. I grew up in the country, in case you didn't know, in Kentucky, rural Kentucky. There's about 4,000 people in the town. And one of the things that my dad was very much into, and still is to this day, and I am not, but he loved to go duck hunting. And I know, whoa, hunting ducks, yeah, just hold on. So, him and his friend, his best friend, they put a lot of work into a duck bottom. And what that is a place where a blind is, where you sit and you wait early in the morning, and for ridiculously early in the morning, wait to come by, and you pop the blind open, and there's, all that. It's flooded, there's corn, it's all that. Anyways, I didn't like hunting. I still don't. I'll do it, I used to do it, and it's like, well, whatever. But I loved how beautiful the ducks were. It's just crazy how many different variety of ducks there are, and how beautiful they are, and the flying into the winter and flying down into the water and all of that. It's just, I don't know. The infatuation began there. And then I've just kind of one of those things that I've built on, and ducks are just cool.
Yeah.
So again, that's just what it is.
Awesome. And then we've got from Mayhem Vote. I want to know what Hose thinks of how controversies are handled on Twitch. With all the controversies we have seen, does he think a temporary ban for 3 to 7 days is acceptable, or does Twitch need to be more strict?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always a person who thinks second chance, right? And so temporary bans they're good for what they are. But when you get into Twitch and you're at a certain level of viewers, something tells me you know better, right? It's something tells me that you know that there's certain things that I can't do, there's certain things that I shouldn't do, and we need some type of real ban, real punishment, real consequence people are doing. So you know what, 3 to 7 days, maybe that's nice for a slap on the hands, but if you're going to continue to do the same things over and over and over again just to kind of get through the system and make money and take advantage of I don't know what the right word is to say. I'll just say take advantage of and different things that you're doing. Just get rid of you. I mean, just let them go. And again, Twitch is going to have a vested interest. They say they won't, but it's not. They're lying. They're going to have a vested interest in people that bring them money. And so if there's people that bring them money, they're not going to be harsh on them because they want the money.
Yeah.
But again, no, I think if you're doing ridiculous things like that, if it's something egregious, just go. Just get rid of them. It's ridiculous. You know how to act. You know how to be a human being. That wouldn't be acceptable anywhere in the world. It's not acceptable, like anywhere in public. It's not acceptable on live stream. Unless you want to go to some other and talk about certain issues. Unless you want to go to some other platform that streams that type of stuff, go right ahead. But temporary ban for maybe some of the minor stuff, then that's fine. But there should be a one and you're out type of policy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I can agree with that on some topics. I mean, I know some people that got permanent bans for things that, on further investigation, didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, the system definitely needs to be questioned a little bit, but I do know that I heard one of these analyst guys that I was talking about that apparently knows people inside of Twitch, the Twitch company, and how it is handled is each case is handled by individual cells or units of people. Mm-hmm. So each one gets reviewed by those groups. Most of the immediate bans that we see at affiliate levels and stuff are done by bots.
Yeah.
Somebody gets flagged, they're immediately banned. Any review is done by one of these cells. Now, partners immediately go to the cells instead of to a bot block. I think it depends on the severity there. Certain checkboxes and immediately you're gone, but either way, it gets reviewed by these cells, and that's why you can see a difference even between partners when they do certain things. This one got banned, where this one just got a temporary restriction, or something like that. It's because these individual cells deal with it and then don't talk to each other.
Right. Well, and I think that system probably makes you just think about it logistically. If you're a bigger streamer, generally a partner, right, you're probably going to have trolls that come in and just flag you for stupid stuff just to be trolls, right? I mean, it's going to happen. And so that going straight to the side of it, there's going to be errors and people are going to do stupid things. And there's no doubt there's times where above, management will come in and overrule on some decision that should be clear cut and simple.
Yep.
But, again, there's definitely work that needs to be done on that.
Yeah, and I agree. If nothing else, I would love to see Twitch become more uniform in these things. Have a database of results for your rulings from before.
Yeah.
You're losing Host's audio?
Uh-oh.
It's still showing up well on my end, so... I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Flash is losing hearing in one.
Yeah, just out of one ear,
Yeah, just one.
All right, do we got any other questions? For him or I, if you want to probe into that dark abyss. Okay, yeah, I am hearing every once in a while we'll lose a couple words here and there. But that's probably just our connection. We are using Discord.
Shout out to Discord.
Yep. And speaking of, our Discord link was just shouted out. Feel free to come and join us.
You'll see that I am Big Spoon, Hoseclamp32 in there.
Oh, yeah. Come and join the Big Spoon and the Little Spoon. Who's the most attractive streamer you know?
What? Oh my gosh. Let me think. You know what? Just to stroke his ego a little bit, it's you, Dead Saint. It's
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that you picked the dead guy.
Hey, there's no kink shaming. Even when we're
I'm
doing
not
this,
shaming. I'm just saying I'm a little worried. That's all.
Yeah,
Uh-oh, I think we offended Pika.
we did. Yeah, I've offended her twice today.
Only twice?
Just twice.
Is that some kind of low record here?
It is. She blocked me for the first half of the day, so I couldn't talk to her.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Oh, boy. You removing that mod sword tonight? It might happen there, Mayhem. Well, if she removes you over there, you've got some free time then, right? You can come over to Geeks.
Yeah, I'll just switch over to the Geeks channel.
Awesome. We are looking for mods right now, especially moving to YouTube Mixer.
Yeah.
I think we have one total mod right now between the two platforms, so. And it's not me.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Okay, we got anything else? Pika, anything burning that you want to ask Hose in public here?
Oh God. Don't give her that opportunity because she'll just use it to embarrass me.
It's okay, that's what you got me here for. It's a little bit of a filter. Yes, thank you, Mayhem. Our sole moderator here. Anyway.
She'll be nice. Uh-huh.
So you said Madden was like one of your favorite games to play. What's
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite games to stream then?
Oh wow.
I know you've been
Well,
doing a lot of Jurassic Park recently.
I'm addicted to Jurassic Park. I don't know when I will ever stop playing that game.
Fair enough.
I mean, the most fun game I've ever had, most fun I ever had streaming a game was Until Dawn.
Okay.
But it is still nice to go back and stream 7 Days to Die with friends. That
Nice.
one still is probably the tops because I love 7 Days to Die. And I love going in and making a fool out of myself and having terrible aim and dying all the time and people making fun of me. It's great. So 7 Days is probably my favorite game to stream.
Awesome. Yeah, we're actually playing that right now, Arini and I, and we have talked for quite a while about getting like a community server if we could find enough interest.
Yeah.
But hey, if we start,
It's an amazing game.
Yeah, it is, and all the development that they're doing for it. I think we had something come up recently on our game that made me go, "Ooh, bug! We got a bug here that we can't get past." Oh, it's our turrets. We're having a hell of a problem with our turrets.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's making our horde base a little bit difficult. But we got a good one, I think, here. What is your favorite clip or quote from your own channel?
Oh wow. Maybe I can do both. My favorite clip is everyone's favorite clip. I do think it's hilarious as much as I was genuinely scared. Was the very first time? Yeah, the very first time. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, you should put in bit alerts for jump scares." I'm like, "No, I shouldn't," because someone can walk up behind me and they will scare the absolute living crap out of me just by saying hi.
Yep.
And I do that at work constantly, and people think it's great. But so the very first jump scare that I had was from Mike, who I was talking about earlier. Get Mike, 333 bits, freaking exorcist lady screaming, scared the living crap out of me, and it's kind of became my key phrase or top phrase of God Bless America. I don't know why I said that. It just happened. It's just one of those genuine reactions, and so that is my favorite clip because I think it's my favorite clip because so many people find enjoyment out of it, and it is fun. It is funny. So
Yeah,
I've shown many updates that clip just because they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, sometimes I stream, and sometimes they think it's funny, and sometimes they just don't." So it's kind of nice.
Well, I'll give you a little relationship advice there. If they don't find that one funny, they're probably not the one for you.
Yeah, they're usually that's the last time I see them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I remember that clip. That one's a good one. And
Yeah.
listening to it, from my point of view at least, it sounds like you were about to start swearing, and you just threw the "Bless America" in their part to cover.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yeah.
You recovered enough to go, "That's not what I want to say on stream," and just,
Yeah.
"Bless America."
Yeah, and I'm trying to think about favorite quote. I can't. This is the thing. There's like 370 quotes now. I can't believe that I've been quoted that many times, which is amazing. I know other people have many more quotes, and it's great. But for someone to think 370 things are funny that I've said is great. I'm trying to think. There's so many good quotes. I think the one that's on multiple channels is is Hoseclamp's Hose is Impressive. That's one of my favorite. You all know Melissa Fritcher, or Quilton's in now.
Oh, yes.
That's her favorite quote. I think she said that, and she made Beetle say it, which makes it even better. Which now, in case you don't know, when I go into Pika's chat and I type, the sound command that comes is Beetle Bomb saying Hoseclamp's Hose is Impressive. So that one might have to be my favorite quote.
There you go. I know there were a few jokes like that made as we were setting up this this talk show.
Yeah.
I won't say who said what, but let's just say my wife has a very dirty mind sometimes.
Your wife is amazing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell her that every once in a while, because she doesn't believe me when I say it.
Well, I mean, it's a little different. You live together, so.
Oh, same question to me? Oh. Okay, the clip one is easy. The clip one for me is actually my favorite clip of me from our channel is we were actually playing Sea of Thieves with another streamer, Brave710. And we had just gotten the Stream Deck, I think. And I remembered I'd set up some sounds and had some buttons, and I didn't have an excuse to push this one, but I really wanted to push it. It was a hype type thing, and I'm like, please, 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 please. So I finally jumped into a cannon. For those of you that don't know Sea of Thieves, you're on pirate ships, and they have cannons. You can climb into them and launch yourself out of them, which is great. Or you can have a buddy launch you out of them. So I told Brave to come over and shoot me. And all I know is I hop in, and he just starts aiming me further and further up until I'm pointing into the rigging. And I'm like, just do it. I got a button I need to push. And as he launches me, I push the emote or the button on my Stream Deck, and you just get from CSI Miami. Yeah! As I'm flying through the air, and you can hear Brave just lose it in Discord. That is probably my favorite clip of all time. As far as quotes, I don't know. I'd have to go back through here and look, but I know there are a lot of quotes in our log of things about balls from Arena. I need balls. I got big balls. Things like that. Oh,
Yeah,
here we actually have one from Picolin. I'm looking at it now. I got snake balls when she was playing Sea of Thieves with us one time.
Oh, yeah.
The one just before that. I don't like it when there's balls over my head. Sea of Thieves apparently inspires a lot of things about balls.
It does. I remember when you and I and Pika and Nor, it was an amazing time.
We got to do that again.
We do, yeah.
Pika,
Sea of Thieves is a great game.
If you're still here in chat, we need to set that up sometime. If not, we'll catch you later and corner you and say we have to do it.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of changes to Sea of Thieves recently.
There have been, yeah. It's almost like a different game now.
Yeah, I'm kind of terrified to go back. It was hard to learn the game the first time.
Yeah.
And now ships can catch on fire? Yes.
They can, yeah.
Pika, we need to go play Sea of Thieves together again. The four of us. We need to make it happen. Okay, we'll just put her out on the yardarm then. I don't know. What do you do with the drunken Pika? I mean, sailor. Oh. Anyway. Well, I think we've only got a couple minutes left, so if anybody's got a question, now's the time to get it in here. We'll ask Hose while we still have him here, and he's under oath. I did swear you in, right? I think I did that. Yeah, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
We'll go back and say we did. And I'm going to have to go help with a cranky geekling here, it sounds like.
Yeah.
He lasted most of the stream. I just heard a bottle hit the floor.
Yeah.
He's a little young to be throwing it already. But it's possible. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I guess that's going to be a wrap for us tonight. Thank you so much, Hoseclamp, for coming and joining me.
Yes,
I'm so used to saying us.
Yeah, well, I mean, Irini's in the house, so it works.
Yeah, she's in the house, and it is Geeks of Glory. It's not just me here.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. I love sitting down and talking to you. Great.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime, or if nothing else, we'll have to hit the Sea of Thieves.
Absolutely. One or the other, if not both.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We hope to see you again. And if nothing else, guys, you need to go over to twitch.tv/Hoseclamp32 and give him a follow, maybe even a sub. He's a good guy. Check him out. We love when we get to hang out with him, which unfortunately isn't often due to Geeklings, but, you know, we do it when we can.
Yep.
So thank you once again, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. And one last shout out. If you're here and you don't know Geek, but they are amazing, you need to follow them and you need to go and see them and hang out with them. I don't get to do it as much as I'd like to, but they are absolutely some of the best people I've ever met. So please go give them your love.
Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. Round of applause in chat for Hoseclamp. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone who came out to watch tonight. It has been an amazing night. Now, I'm not going to be doing raids or anything like that because I don't think YouTube supports it. And I haven't figured it out yet on Mixer. So we're not going to do that tonight. But either way, thank you everyone for hanging out with us and chilling for tonight. It's been great. The beach has been great. Our guest has been great. And chat has been great. So thank you, everyone. You have made this so much more comfortable for me for a first stream over here. I was so worried about this. And I can't wait to be back here with you next week. Until then, get back in apparel. Until we meet again, may all your drinks be cold and full of geekery. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow with the Mayhem Vote and Mayhem Mondays on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/geeksofglory, and we'll see you then. Who's the guest next week? It has not been announced yet, so you're going to have to watch our social media for that one. I have somebody in mind. I just got to confirm it. So, all right, we will see you tomorrow with more fun and excitement. Bye, everyone.